Billy's Place, the vibe is light and breezy. Billy's Place, it's a virtual speakeasy. My home base, I'm glad that you dropped by. Time to grab a libation from the shelf. Have whatever you want, you gotta make it yourself. Sit back, relax, I'll make your troubles fly. A musical trip, nothing complicated, and if you tip, that's appreciated. Good fellowship with no mask on our face. From apartment 5 across the park, I'm singing and swinging till it gets dark. Don't worry about finding a place to park, just park it at Billy's Place. Park it at Billy's Place. Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is September 30th, episode number 63 of Billy's Place. I'm so glad you're with me this Thursday evening. Tonight is a tribute to autumn, my favorite season of the year, especially here in New York. So I've finally curated a nice selection of great autumn songs that I hope meets with your approval. And I am here, and I am glad to be singing for you. So just lie back, get your drink, relax, and enjoy the next hour. Just park it at Billy's Place.
You're singing into that microphone now.
Oh, I am?
Yep.
Oh, I'm not singing into this microphone. Okay. Thank you, Doug. So I will project and you'll be able to hear me. Can they hear the piano, I wonder? The falling leaves drift by the window. The autumn leaves of red and gold. I see your lips, the summer summer kisses, the sunburned hands I used to hold. Since you went away, the days grow long, and soon I'll hear old winter song. But I'll miss you most of all, my darling, when autumn leaves start to fall. The falling leaves drift by my window, the autumn leaves of red and gold. I see your lips, the summer kisses, the sunburned hands I used to hold. Since you went away, the days grow long, and soon I'll hear oh winter song. But I'll miss you most of all, my darling, when autumn leaves start to fall. When autumn leaves start to fall. When autumn leaves start to fall. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to episode 63 of Billy's Place, Songs About Autumn. I'm so glad you're with me. I hope you can hear me fine. I think I'm running on the camera microphone, so it's kind of old school the way we started. And that's all right as long as you can hear me. I'm fine. I'm happy to keep singing. I'm glad you're with me tonight to hear some of these great songs. I love the songs of this time of year. They're moody and they're evocative, and I don't know, they evoke so many different emotions, usually lost love or past memories or melancholy. I'm not going to try to make the show a complete downer, but there are some definite moody moments tonight in the show, maybe a few more than usual, but that's okay. You guys are sophisticated music lovers, and I hope that you enjoy the music. If you're just joining us, I'm Billy Stritch. It's Billy's Place. And before I like to do my little announcements first, I'd like to toast everybody with my signature cocktail this week, which is a Big Apple Manhattan. It's wonderful. It's like a regular Manhattan with a little bit of apple taste in it, and it's just, it's really, really good. What can I say? It's very delicious. And so that's a toast with that. And also, what do I have to say? Check out my website for my CDs, billystritch.com. Please subscribe to my Billy Stritch channel on YouTube because all the shows are there if you want to go back and check on anything you missed in the last, yikes, 14 months, 15 months, hard to believe. All the shows are there, all 63 of the shows. And also go to Instagram, follow me on Instagram because I post a lot of fun stuff there. It's Billy Stritch on Instagram. And lastly, but not least, if you're able to tip and send like a virtual contribution, that is always really appreciated. There are a couple of ways online that you can do that. One is via PayPal, and the address on PayPal is billystritch@yahoo.com. And the address on Venmo is at Billy-Stritch. Two good ways to send a tip. Tips are very appreciated. I love doing this show every week, and I really appreciate the support that so many of you have given me all this time. I couldn't do it without you. Doug and I are very, very grateful for that. I want to acknowledge uh, a very sad event that happened a couple days ago, and I posted about it, and so many of my musician friends posted about it this week. We lost a dear, dear, fantastic, legendary musician. Mike Renzi passed away just a few days ago, and he was just exceptional. I first heard Mike Renzi on an album that he did with Mel Torme in 1981. It was called Live with Friends at Marty's, and you may have read my posting about it, but I had never before heard an accompanist that played so swinging and so supportive and just the best chords in the world. I mean, he was just above and beyond most of us. I mean, there are just few that are ever at the level that Mike was, which is why he was so sought after by all the great singers. He worked with Maureen McGovern, Mel Torme, Jack Jones, Lena Horne, Peggy Lee, Tony Bennett, Jane Schechter, my friend Jane Schechter, Joyce Breach, Nicholas King, is my dear friend. And for the last 14 years, he and Nicholas had a gorgeous collaboration. And he was just hard to believe he's gone because he was just an amazing, amazing musician. The only comfort I can take is the fact that his music exists on so many wonderful recordings. And just lately, I've been going back and listening to that, and I know I will continue. So if you ever get a chance to hear any recordings of Mike Renzi with Mel or with Peggy or with Tony Bennett or Jack Jones, any of those people that I mentioned. I mean, there are so many more people on that list, and I hesitate to try to list more because I know I'll start leaving somebody out, and I already have. But anyway, you know who you are. If you worked with Mike, you know who you are, and you know that you were forever changed by working with Mike. So I dedicate tonight's show to Mike Renzi, wherever you are, making beautiful music with the gods up there. Thank you for your wonderful gifts. It was a pleasure and a wonderful thrill and an honor to know you. Here's a song written by Vernon Duke. Are we still going through this?
We're still going through that.
Okay, so I can probably move this, right?
Move that, yeah.
I can move this because I'm still singing into this. And guess what? I'm singing to you now. Written by Vernon Duke in 1934. It's time to end my lonely holiday and bid the country a hasty farewell. So on this gray and melancholy day, I'll move to a Manhattan hotel. I'll dispose of my rose-colored chattels and prepare for my share of adventures and battles here on the 22nd floor, looking back down on the city I hate and adore. Autumn in New York, why does it seem so inviting? Autumn in New York, it spells the thrill of first nighting. Glittering crowds and shimmering clouds in canyons of steel. They're making me feel I'm home. new love. Autumn in New York is often mingled with pain. Dreamers with empty hands may sigh for exotic lands. Autumn in New York, it's good to live it again. Autumn in New York, the gleaming rooftops at sundown. Autumn in New York, it lifts you up when you're run down. Shaded ruins and gay divorcees who lunch at the Ritz. They will tell you that it's divine. Autumn in New York transforms the slums into Mayfair. Autumn in New York, you'll need no castles in Spain. Lovers who bless the dark from benches on Central Park greet autumn in New York. It's good to live it Just one of the best songs ever, right? Autumn in New York, written by Vernon Duke in 1924. Words and music. Kind of amazing. He was, I think, mainly known for his music, but boy, he sure could turn out a lyric, I tell you. He wrote that in his country home in Westport, Connecticut. He was not on the 27th floor writing that song, but he certainly got the imagery right. Still benches in Central Park, canyons of steel. You know, so much has changed, but so much about New York stays the same. This next song is a song that I got quite a few requests for, and it's a great one. Been recorded by everybody from Frank Sinatra to Tony Bennett to Nat King Cole. It was originally sung by Walter Houston in a musical called Knickerbocker Holiday, 1938, written by Kurt Weill and Maxwell Anderson. And this is for my friends who requested it. My friends Bill and Ernie specifically requested this song. So, but quite a few of you did. Anyway, I love this lyric. I love this melody. When I was a young man courting the girls, I played me a waiting game. If a maid refused me with tossing curls, I let the old earth take a couple of whirls, while I plied her with tears in lieu of pearls. And as time came around, she came my way. As time came around, she came. When you meet with the young girls early in spring, you court them in song and rhyme. They answer your words with the clover ring, but if you could examine the goods they bring, they have little to offer but the the songs they sing, and a plentiful waste of time of day, a plentiful waste of time. Oh, it's a long, long way from May to December, but the days grow short when you reach September, when the autumn weather turns the leaves to flame. One hasn't got time for the waiting game. Oh, the days dwindle down to a precious few. September, November, and these few precious days I'll spend with you. These precious days I'll spend with you. Oh, the days dwindle down to a precious few. September, November, and these few precious days I'll spend with you. These precious days I'll spend with you. September Song by Kurt Weill and Maxwell Anderson. It's a sweet song, isn't it? That's from Knickerbocker Holiday. Thank you so much if you're just joining us. It's Billy's Place. 'Tis Autumn, Songs of Autumn. And if you're able to send us a virtual tip if you enjoy the music, there are a couple of ways that you can do that. PayPal and Venmo are the two most easy and obvious kind of ways. PayPal is Billy Stritch, bstritch at yahoo.com, and Venmo is at Billy-Stritch. If you don't want to use either one of those apps, you're certainly invited to send me a message on Facebook Messenger, and I will send you my address, and you can send a check that way. That would be nice. I said the show would be a little bit moody tonight, so I'm going to continue in this is a very moody song. It's from a 1966 film called The Oscar. If you've ever seen it, you'll remember it. It's not a great movie. It's got a lot of stars in it, but it's definitely a kind of a B movie. But it has a beautiful theme song that was sung by Tony Bennett, who actually was in the movie. Also, one of his very few film appearances. It's a song by Ray Evans and Percy Faith. And it's called, I can't say Percy Faith without thinking of something, that's okay. It's called Maybe September. And Jane Schechter, I know you wanted to hear this song. So this is for you. Maybe September I'll love again. Maybe a rainbow will catch me then. This little boy lost will find his way once more. Just like before, when lips were tender, the shade of a willow, when love was born, a face on a pillow in early morn. I still see that golden world in all its splendor. Maybe September love will come again. A taller tree, a sweeter lark, a bluer morning sky above. And maybe come September, I'll share my wonders with my love. Maybe September. Nice song, right? We're going to take you to a whole nother decade. Though we've got to say goodbye for the summer, darling, I promise you this, I'll send you all my love every day in a letter, sealed with a kiss. Yes, it's gonna be a long, lonely summer, but I'll fill the emptiness. I'll send you all my dreams every day in a letter, and seal it with a kiss. I'll see you in the sunlight. I'll hear your voice everywhere. I'll run to tenderly hold you, but darling, you won't be there. I don't want to say goodbye for the summer, knowing the love we'll miss. So let us make a pledge to meet in September and seal it with the kiss. I'll see you in the sunlight. I'll hear your voice everywhere. I'll run to tenderly hold you, but darling, you won't be there. I don't want to say goodbye for the summer, knowing the love all will miss. So let us make a pledge to meet into September and seal it with a kiss. Seal it with a kiss. Seal it with a kiss. One of my favorite songs by Michel Legrand and Alan and Marilyn Bergman. The summer smiles, the summer knows, and unashamed she sheds her clothes. The summer smooths the restless sky, and lovingly she warms the sand on which you lie. The summer knows, the summer's wise. She sees the doubts within your eyes, and so she takes her summer time, tells the moon to wait and the sun to linger, wraps the world round her summer finger, lets you see the wonder of it all. And if you've learned your lesson well, there's little more for her to tell. One last caress, it's time to dress for fall. And if you've learned your lesson well, there's little more for her to tell. One last caress, it's time to dress for From the film Summer of 42, written in 1972 by the great Michel Legrand and Alan and Marilyn Bergman. Oh, lyrics, I tell you, you can't beat those two for lyrics. Cheers, everybody. I'm having some more of my apple Manhattan, because the more I have, the happier I am. Good evening. I'm hoping that you're having a good time. If you just joined us, you're at Billy's Place. This is the right place to be. And I'm singing songs about autumn. This next one was written by Joseph Miro. I think that's the way you pronounce it. And Kim Gannon. And it was recorded first by Claude Thornhill and his orchestra in 1941. And it's kind of a cool song. It's a rangy song. I will say that. You'll see what I mean. It's called Autumn Nocturne. All right. When autumn sings her lullaby and green leaves turn to gold, then I remember you and last September, you and I. You know what? I'm going to start over because you know what? I screwed it up. It's different on every 8-bar section, and so it's very important that I get it right from the top. 3 and when autumn sings her lullaby and green leaves turn to gold, then I remember last September you and I said goodbye, whispering that we would be returning when autumn comes again. Now autumn roams the hills once more, but you forgot your vow. Now here am I alone with only memories, only lonely memories, autumn memories of you. Love, when the leaves are turning, I get a hungry yearning for your arms. Love, when a heart is sober, its shadows bright, October's golden charm. The flaming moon reminds me of the night of love that we once knew. Each tiny star is but a prayer that when it's fall again, love will call again, and you'll be there. Rangy, all right? A lot of notes. When the leaves are turning, I get a hungry yearning for your arms. Love, when a heart is sober, its shadows bright, October's golden charms. The flaming moon reminds me of the night of love that we once knew. Each tiny star is but a prayer that when it's fall again, love will call again. You'll be here beside me to make my autumn dream come true. Autumn Nocturne, that's a stretch, but it's kind of fun. I'm glad autumn only comes once a year because that means I only have to sing it once a year. But it's got all those words and it's got all that melody. But it's fun. I think it was originally written as an instrumental. Matter of fact, I'm sure of it. For a sax player to go dooba dooba doo, zaba dooba da. Not as easy for a singer, but I'm always game. I'm always game to try. Um, if you like that and you want to tip me for that, I'd be very grateful. You could do that through PayPal or Venmo, PayPal or Venmo. If you have more of that drink, it's going to be good. Venmo, PayPal or Venmo. Doug's going to put those up right there. They go. I can see it on the screen. Those are the addresses. You guys having a good time? I'm having a good time. I'm going to sing something upbeat. This is a song from 1937 by Harry Warren and Al Dubin. And those are the guys that wrote the great show 42nd Street, which I was in on Broadway 20 years ago. Uh, Never got tired of hearing that music. I always say that, I did a year and a half in that show. And there'd be some days or some nights where I'd be dragging to get to the theater, but the minute I heard that overture, I was in heaven, and it was great, and the time just flew. So anyway, by Harry Warren, Al Dubin, 1937. The leaves are brown when the came tumbling down. Remember, in September, in the rain. The sun went out just like a dying ember. That September in the rain. To every word of love I heard you whisper. The raindrops seemed to play a sweet refrain. Though spring is here, to me it's still September. One more day, that's September in the rain. Oh, the leaves of the brown came tumbling down. Remember that September in the rain. The sun went out just like a dying ember. That September in the rain. To every word of love I heard you whisper. The raindrops seem to play a sweet refrain. Though spring is here, to me it's still September. That's September in the rain. That's September in the rain. September in the Rain, 1937.
I wonder if that's when someone left the cake out.
But someone left, that's when someone left the cake out, Doug said. They left the cake out in the rain. It was in September. I always think of Dinah Washington because she had that great hit song on that song. I think that's probably the first time I ever heard it. Are the people watching us tonight, Doug?
Yes.
We have a nice crowd.
You
said both of them. Thanks. Thanks a lot.
No, we have a nice crowd.
Are they forgiving that the sound is kind of screwed up tonight?
It was screwed up at the start, and I just switched it out to.
You switched it onto the thing. So, well, there's always something with the system, gremlins in the system. I swear to God, and I've said this before, every week we do a check here in the privacy of, we listen to it, we play it back. It's great. Sounds great. We fine tune everything. And then about once every 3 or 4 weeks, the show starts, and it's like somebody decides to screw with us. So I don't know what's going on. Anyway, but luckily we have your mic built into that camera, so you can hear me just like just like you're in the room without mics, like they did before amplification, right? This is speaking of before amplification. Okay, that was a good segue. This next song I'm going to do is possibly the oldest song that I've ever performed on any of the 63 episodes of Billy's Place. I could be wrong, but I think maybe I'm right about that. This song was written in 1908, okay? That was 113 years ago, if my math is correct. It was written by a great vaudeville team of Nora Bayes and Jack Norworth. They were like the bee's knees back in 1908. They were really, really famous and toured all around the country. They introduced this song in the 1908 version of the Ziegfeld Follies. I know, I didn't realize the Ziegfeld Follies started that early either, and yet it did. So this is a song that you will definitely know. You might not know the verse. The night was mighty dark, you could hardly see, for the moon refused to shine. A couple sitting underneath a willow tree, for love they pined. Little maid was kind of afraid of darkness, so she said, I guess I'll go. The boy began to sigh, looked up in the sky, told the moon his little tale of woe. Shine on, harvest moon, up in the sky. I ain't had no lovin' since January, February, June, or July. Snow time, ain't no time to stay outdoors and spoon. Shine on, harvest moon, for me and my gal. I can't see why a boy should cry when by his side is a girl he loves so true. All he has to say is, won't you be my bride, for I love you. But why should I be telling you this secret when you know that you can guess? Harvest moon will smile, shine on all the while, if the little girl should answer yes. Up in the sky, since January, February, June or July, snow time, ain't no time to stay outdoors and spoon. Shine on, harvest fast or slow, come cast that glow and shine on, harvest moon, up in the sky. I ain't had no lovin' since January, February, June or July. Snow time, ain't no time to stay outdoors and try to spoon. So shine on, harvest moon, for me, here my gal. Cast that light, fair and fine, oh, that bright moon of mine. Oh, yeah. That's an old song, Shine on Harvest Moon, 1908. All right. A lot of fun to sing, though. It really is. I had a good time. I hope you did too. Um, so we got two more songs to go. And this song, were you going to do the pictures you were talking about? Are you going to do that? No, we're not going to do that. Okay, good. That's fine. Uh, this next song is a song that was introduced by Linda Eder. And as if you know, if you've been following me, maybe you don't, but I just took on the position as her pianist and musical director. We did a show a couple of weeks ago out in Morristown, New Jersey, and tomorrow night we'll be in Skokie, Illinois, doing her tribute to Judy Garland. So it'll be my second go around with Linda. We've got more shows planned in the fall. If you're in New York City, we'll be at Feinstein's 54 Below November 11th, 12th, and 13th. I believe those are the days. And it's really a fun gig. She's just great. If you're familiar with her, she's a fantastic singer, but she's very cool to hang out with too. Super nice. And I'm looking forward to all the work that we've got coming up. But this was a song that was requested, and I really wasn't aware of it. And I Googled it. It's a gorgeous song written by Frank Wildhorn and Jack Murphy. And it's from one of Linda's very first album, an album called It's Time. And it's called When Autumn Comes. It might be one of my very new favorite songs about the fall. Okay, I hope you like it too. When autumn comes and leaves the bay, I think of you when spring was new and fall was miles away. And when I close my eyes, I see you, and I don't feel the chill. When autumn comes, it's summer still. When autumn comes and wild geese fly, I wonder, do you see them too across the restless sky? And does October catch you dreaming of Central Park in June? Or is love lost beneath the frost of autumn's moon? Summers by the sea, when the moon would linger till the moon was high. Days of you and me underneath a sheltering sky. Did we move too fast for the glow of love to last? When autumn comes and summer goes, I will remember through November what September knows. That nothing lasts forever, and summer love moves on. But when the leaves begin to change, I find it sad, but never strange, that you are all I can recall. When autumn comes. Pretty tune. Written by Frank Wildhorn. He writes good ones. With Jack Murphy. Linda Anna recorded that. It's got some beautiful lyrics. I love the imagery of Central Park. And I love that rare triple rhyme, you know, I will remember through November what September knows. Pretty clever. You don't hear that every day of the week. There's another one in a Frank Wildhorn song. It said, "This is the moment. Destiny beckoned. I never reckoned second best." Tricky, but good. It works. Thank you so much for weird things I think of, you know, just in the middle of nowhere. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. I'm going to be out of town next week, but I'll be back here in Billy's place next a week from Wednesday. We're going to try another night of the week. We're going to do Wednesday, October 13th, and see if that works, because I'll be gone next Thursday and I'll be gone the following Thursday. So I'm trying to keep these shows going because I enjoy them and I know a lot of you enjoy them too. So I'm going to try to keep doing them as often as I can, even though it's not always every week. So Wednesday, October, and what's the next month coming up? October 13th. We're going to do that. I'll be announcing it on the Facebook page and on Instagram. Instagram, please follow me on Instagram, Billy Stritch. I post really fun stuff. I think it's fun, you know, great photos from my career and people I've met. And, you know, it's not just the usual, here's my next gig kind of thing, although there is some of that. Also, I just joined this cool thing called Cameo. And if you haven't heard of Cameo, it's a thing where you can, they've got so many celebrities. I don't know how I landed on there, but a friend of mine said, no, we're going to get you on Cameo. And what it is if you've got a birthday or an anniversary or a special event for a friend, you go to that app, you find me, and what I do is we go back and forth. You tell me a favorite song or a snippet of a favorite song, a message, and I'll film like 2 or 3 minutes, and you'll give it to that person as a gift. So Cameo, I think it's cameo.com. I just went on there. So check that out if you're looking for something fun. That involves me. I would enjoy doing that. I haven't done one yet. It just got announced a couple days ago, so I'm looking forward to doing some cameos for some people. And one more time, we're going to put the tip thing up there, so please feel free to be generous tonight at PayPal or Venmo. Thank you so much, Doug. Doug handles things so beautifully. We had a little glitch because I could see the thing. I know the picture kind of went away for a little bit, and he was like, and then he got it back on, and we got the sound
for the
okay.
rest of the show.
And what'd you say?
Then I go to the bar next
I know.
week
Then he
for
went to
the
the bar. I'm telling you, as soon as I finish this next song, I'm going to the bar too. But thanks for hanging in there with me. You know, it's the world of technology, and it never is dependable or consistent. But
We need to get a young person here.
we need to get a young person. Exactly. We need to get a young person in that chair doing it so that you can sit over there and enjoy the show. And we may talk about that. But anyway, I like doing it with just you, honey. We have a good time. It's easy with you and me and the dogs. And it's good. You know, we're just like mom and pop, except we're pop and pop. And with pop and pop, Suntory Pop. Everything I say reminds him of a jingle or a song. So before I say anything else, I'm going to sing one more song. But before I do, I want to send a very special. Doug and I both want to send a very, very special birthday wish to one of Doug's oldest. I don't mean she's old, but one of Doug's longtime friends, Betsy Schaubacher, who I've just gotten to know fairly recently too. She's just wonderful. I know she watches. I know she probably is watching tonight. And it's your birthday, Betsy. It's your birthday, and we're both sending so much birthday love to you on September 30th.
It was yesterday.
Oh, September 29th. Okay, we're a day late. Anyway, we didn't do the show yesterday, so happy birthday yesterday. You could just keep celebrating all weekend long. As a matter of fact, I advise that. All right, I'm going to close with a song that, God, I've known this song so long, you know, it's just one of those songs that's always been around, although it hasn't, but it's from the late 50s, I believe. I can't remember the exact year.
1961.
61, is that when this premiered, 61? Okay, The Fantastics. It's from The Fantastics, written by Harvey Schmidt and Tom Jones. And you know, the Fantastics played for years downtown at the Sullivan Street Theater, and then it moved to the Theater Center, Snapple Theater, and the Theater Center. Played there for a long time. And Doug used to work at the Theater Center, and he was just saying to me, he said, "I wish that show would come back." I think he's right, because it's just really just a wonderful show, and it's great cast. I mean, it can be a great, not always a great cast, but it's a great story and great songs, and this is that great song. And I've never sung it, but I was inspired to do it today because September and fall. So happy September 30th. Happy October, y'all. I'll be back October 13th. So you guys take care of each other. Be nice. Play cool. Play sweetly with each other. And I'll see you in a couple of weeks. Try to remember the kind of September when life was slow and oh so mellow. Try to remember the kind of September when grass was green and grain was yellow. Try to remember the kind of September when you were a tender and callow fellow. Try to remember, and if you remember, then follow, 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 follow. Try to remember when life was so tender that no one wept except the willow. Try to remember when life was so tender and dreams were kept beside your pillow. Try to remember when life was so tender that love was an ember about to billow. Try to remember, and if you remember, then follow, 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 follow. Deep in December, it's nice to remember, although you know the snow will follow. Deep in December, it's nice to remember, without a hurt, the heart is hollow. Deep in December, it's nice to remember the fire of September that made us mellow. Deep in December, our hearts should remember and follow, 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 follow. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. I'll see you in a couple of weeks. Lots of love, everybody. Thank you.